Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Carolyn Savage. I am a dating and love attraction coach, aka I am your wing woman. I'm gonna help you get that man. Into the channel. Today we're going to have a little story time. We're going to talk about what I've been going through in my own personal relationship, and what it is like to get into a relationship and then need to break up or make some changes in your relationship. So basically this video is about how to detach from your boyfriend. So my story, I came to my brother's house. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am in Midtown. My brother lives here. He has a gym. Support his gym, Total Effort Fitness, right in Midtown. And I came here because I needed to get away from my boyfriend. We've been dating only for, it's been 8 months, only for about 8 months, a little bit more, maybe about 9 months. I was about to just like, so we had planned to move to Norfolk. I didn't do that video, but we planned to move to Norfolk, Virginia together and find a house together. So what we did was I stayed with him in a temporary place, and then once I really was in that place with him, it's a small kind of place. It's like a Airbnb type place, but it's just a smaller. So once I started to live with him, I actually left my beautiful house in New Orleans. I love that place. Beautiful shotgun house. It was just like perfect for me. I love my landlord and everything, and his girlfriend. And it just was a perfect setting. I love my kitchen. My kitchen was like this huge gourmet kitchen when you see it, and it was like the perfect space for me. But I actually said that I would move with my Mr. Cavassier, and I would move with him to go to Virginia, and then I just left my house. And we didn't have a permanent place to stay, but I don't know, I was just caught up. I was just caught up. So I love him. And so, but what happened was, we had to backtrack, and we went back to New Orleans for a little while, and then we were still living together. But I didn't plan on living with him like that. I already told him, I said, if we live together, I want to be married. And so what happened when we were in Virginia is what happened here is I just started like, ooh, I don't really like him that much. I don't like a lot of his his personality, then some of his ways, where I was just like, it just wasn't matching up with me. The communication, we had different things in common. I really could see the different things in common. I like the beach. He likes to stay home, watch TV. He does like to get out, which you saw our videos before. He does like to travel and take road trips. I'm not a road trip kind of girl. I like to, just fly on the plane, get there. You know what I'm saying? The longest road trip I want to be on is probably, let's see. The longest road trip I probably want to be on the longest one is probably Houston, maybe about 5 hours. That's it. But we went on a 16-hour road trip, and it was the worst road trip of my life. So I just started to see certain things where, like when I talk to you guys in coaching, you want to feel your core desired feelings. That means, like I said, I like to be adored. I like to feel connected. I want to feel love. I want to feel joy and happy. And that's what love is about. And so I just wasn't feeling those things. But when I went out to the beach, oh my God, the beach is so beautiful. Picture here. The beach is so beautiful. It makes me feel good, calming, everything. So I would go to the beach. My friends call me. I would go to the beach, and then I would be so happy, and I love the place. I love Norfolk, Virginia. That's my home. My mom was from Norfolk, and so I just loved it. But then when he would pick me up from the beach, or when I go home, I just felt meh. Every time it just was weird, and so I was kind of like, I almost felt invisible to him. And I didn't feel connected. And I know he was going through some things, And because, you know, he's had a new job, leveling up and all that. So I kind of was in it for him. But what I found was I was losing myself just being into him, or everything that I did, it would be by myself. The things that I enjoyed, it would be by myself. And so then we would maybe eat together or do something. And so then I said I want to be a housewife, but hey, I changed my mind. I want to be a housewife. I love to take care of a man, but then I didn't feel appreciated. So if I cooked, he's watching TV. He's not watching me. He's not saying, hey, the food is really good. There's just a lot of things that as a Leo, I like attention. So I wasn't getting the attention I wanted at all. And so I was giving it to him, but he wasn't giving it to me. And so I'm not that affectionate, but I started being even more affectionate and giving him the affection that I didn't get. So that happens in a relationship, ladies. It's like, what you don't want, what you don't get, then, oh, I'm going to give it to him, then he's going to give it back. So it just, sometimes it would happen, and then it just wasn't enough for me, you know what I'm saying? And so I just didn't feel, connected. I didn't feel adored. I didn't feel all those core desired things that I wrote down. And one of my non-negotiables was to have good conversation. We did not have good conversation. 16 hours, and he talked, I listened, I really didn't talk. It just was some things that I don't know, I wasn't really interested in the conversation, or I just would be, I would really, honestly, you guys, I was just flatline, and I just wasn't enjoying the conversation. And it's me I kind of was just checking out, but I just didn't enjoy that trip at all. And he was really, really tired, and then I was just frustrated. And it's just like, I don't even know if he noticed. I don't think he noticed. Sometimes I just didn't think he noticed anything that was going on with me, period. And so I wouldn't even voice how I felt. I didn't say much. I didn't tell stories. I didn't talk that much. I'm telling you, 16 hours. And then we stayed in that place for a while. So it just was like a nightmare almost, you guys. And so then when we went back to New Orleans for a little while, and had to go to his house, and then what happened was my house is gone. You know what I'm saying? There, somebody else had already moved in my house. I can't move my house. It was just like, oh my God. So I felt trapped, and I started to feel that I wasn't confident. I didn't feel confident. And then I'm labeling him as, oh God, now I think he's a narcissist. You know, we label them all like that. All men they all get on my nerves. So I don't know how I'm going to get married, but I'm glad that I got into this long-term relationship. I'm going to tell my story, how I even got into this long-term relationship. And I'm glad all the things that I wanted, I wrote it out. I had this book by Stéphane Lavoisier, and he was, saying that, say what you're grateful for. Then you say, like, what kind of relationship do you want? Then you ask God for a relationship. And then the next one was, thank you as if our relationship already happened. So I wrote all those things out, and he was pretty much a lot of those things, but it's just some of the things are missing. And so I just started to really see that, and then I started to get depressed. I suffer with depression, but I hadn't been depressed like that in a long time. So I have, got it under wraps, and, and so it was, it's never been that bad, but I really got down, because then I felt like I just really started drawing back, and I didn't touch him anymore. I said, I'm going to see how long it takes him to touch me. And that could be all day long. And maybe he touched me, he kissed me in the morning, that's it. And then maybe at night he would touch me or something, or I'd be sitting on the couch and he'd say, oh, come sit closer. But I really didn't sit on the couch with him. I would go back in his bedroom. I was out of there. So I just felt like, I didn't say I'm done with the relationship. I just was like, I'm not enjoying this, and my life is not what I want it to be. And so I came here to my brother's. I've been here since August 7th. And I went to church. I went to Transformation Church. I have a video about that. I went to Transformation Church. I prayed. I went to my brother's church. My brother, he prays, and he's always like listening to something that's uplifting, and something related to God, or he's listening to a sermon or something, and he's very positive, and he's driven. His house is nice and bright. And he's clean and all that. So it's just like, it gave me an escape. And this place in Tulsa, lots of trees. It's so hot here, and it just gave me time to just really clear my head and really think. And then I had to detach. So what I had to do is I had to stop thinking negative about Mr. Cavassier every second. That man was like taking up, like I said, taking up rent in my head. If you're trying to detach from someone, number one, you have to stop letting them take up rent in your head. So you call a girlfriend, you talk about, which I did. I talked to my girlfriend. I talked to my sister about him. So what I started doing is he was always on my mind, and not in a positive way. And when I'm walking out here, when I first came, I haven't cried in a long time. I cried it out. I did, like I said, soul searching, and I wrote, man, I just got a special journal, just one of them $1 journals, because I said I need a whole brand new journal just so I can get all this out, and then I can try to transform my mind so that I can feel better. I just felt so horrible. So I just, like I said, I cried it out. I had to detach. Thanks for tuning in. And I like crystals because I like them like intention rocks or whatever. So anyway, so someone gave me a jet crystal. And that is to like ward off negative energy, negativity. And when I went into the crystal shop, she said, she said, I said, okay, what's a good crystal for me to kind of detach from somebody? And so she grabbed one, and we were talking, and she said, like, hold it in your hand, and if you feel something, that's basically crystal picks you, or that's what you need. And so I grabbed that jet rock, is bright, dark, it's just black and beautiful and solid. And so then she said something like, are you trying to detach? And no, she didn't say that. She said, so are you trying to get away from, she just basically was feeling, she said, is it a narcissist and you're been in a relationship? And I was like, oh my God. And so, like I said, I didn't label him that, but I'm seeing that now. And so got this crystal, and then I started holding that, and I pray. So I'm the person that, I kind of use the forces of God. I believe in God, and this ain't video about that, but still, I believe in God, believe in the Bible, but then I mix it all up because I'm living this life. And what does it take for me to have a sound mind? What does it take for me to detach from people that are sucking my energy up? Because that's what was happening. He was sucking my energy up. And then I just didn't have anything. I wasn't doing my hair really, you guys. I would be walking out the house looking just, I don't know, just basic. I'm not basic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not basic. I started to be basic. And so, like, even with the road trips, I'm not a road trip kind of girl. I don't do that. And then there's certain things where there's places I don't go. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't go in Walmart and shop. It's ghetto. I don't go in certain places, and that's just who I am. So I just started to become somebody that I don't want to be. And I worked all my life to be a certain way, and I don't want to be trapped in some kind of situation. So anyway, so I went to the crystal shop, and then what she just said, she did that. So I started to hold this stone, and then this crystal, and then so I just every time I thought about him, and it was negative. Every time I thought about him, I just said, okay, stop talking about him. And then I just said, let it go. So I just finally, it took me probably like a whole, I don't know, week and a half. And then one day I was so mad, and really the situation wasn't so, what he did was not like, oh my God, it was, so it was like, he was going to give me some money, and I said I was going to come back. And I said, okay, I'm going to come back home, to him. And then I said, okay, I'll come back, because I basically, while I was here, I said I wanted to break up with him. And I told him how I felt, and I finally said it. So I got that off my chest, which that was bothering me. I was crying and doing all those things because I didn't want to tell him that I wanted to break up. And I am a dating coach, but I have my own, my own issues too. So then I just didn't realize that I needed to say that to him, and I needed to say that I want to break up. So one day I did. This was before the big situation, but I did say that I want to break up with him, and I just said, this relationship is not working out for me. This relationship, I'm not happy. That's why I said to him, I am not happy in this relationship. And that's what I told him. And so we talked about it, and then I just basically was like, I didn't want to talk a whole lot. Since I've been here, I haven't been talking to him a whole lot. So I told him that, and then we talked about it. And then so basically he almost like acted like I didn't say it almost, and I just knew when I go back home what I need to do. And so I just was like, okay, I'm going to I told him how I feel, what I need, and all this kind of stuff. So now what it is today I'm going back home to him, and I am in a different frame of mind, and I feel 10 times better. I feel back to myself. So we shall see. I'm going to keep this up and keep who I am, because this is how I've always been. But in a relationship, you got to be careful. Do not lose yourself. If you feel like you are not the same person you are, you're not putting your makeup on no more, you ain't doing your self-care, you're not like, I used to do my feet really well all the time and did this and that. The nails always stay nice, but it's just like there's certain things where I just didn't feel like either I didn't have the time because I'm putting all the time into him, or I'm cooking or something like that. Or I felt like nervous because maybe he's coming home, and because I like I said, I want to be a housewife, but like, oh no, I got to do this, or this got to be right, or he won't like this, or he won't this, he won't. I'm like, be careful, you guys, because if you're in a situation like that, run. If you're in a situation, talk to them about it. If you know that this person, that's their personality and they ain't changing, don't try to change. Don't ever try to change a man. And I've learned that. So I'm thankful that all the things that I've learned, and through coaching and through books and through my own experiences, that I have learned how to not lose Carolyn. So I'm thankful that I just can have a sound mind, and I can really see this differently. And now what I do is I'm aware of everything that he does, so I can step back and not be emotionally charged by everything that he says and does and doesn't do. So then when I come like this and I'm confident back to the person that I was, then either that person kind of changes towards you, or it's really time to just leave the relationship. And I already know I've made my decision. What I need to do is go ahead and make them steps and make that move right now, baby. So I just want to tell you my story, and that's what I've been going through. I've been going through hell, you guys. I really have, and I'm being honest with you. And it's been nice. It's always nice to have a boyfriend. It's always nice to have someone in your life, and you know how it is. It's all fun, and you're getting together. But if you don't feel good, and those core desire feelings, you're checking off that list, and they're not being met, then you got to be real with yourself and say, you know what, this relationship is not working out for me, and I need to go. So first you detach your mind. You may still be in the relationship, but you detach your thoughts from that person first, and that has helped me so much. I still hold that crystal because there's times that come up, and now what I'm going to say, thank you for Mr. Cavassier. Every time then I get those negative thoughts and I want to talk all about them, because I had a situation where I talked to my girlfriend for an hour, and I'm yelling and cussing. You hear me? When you're yelling and cussing, and she just let me just get it all out. And it was just a situation where it wasn't even, it shouldn't even been that blown up, but I had to let that anger out. It was the anger from all the relationships that I had, all the disappointments that I had, that men they disappoint me. But I know there's a person out there for me that's perfect for me. A match. And yes, you guys, we'll have arguments. Yes, that things will happen. But in the end, at the end of the night, that's my dude. And that's the only way. That's why I said, don't settle. Don't settle, ladies. Do not. If you feel in your heart that this guy is not the one, and you're forcing it, you're doing all these different things, don't settle. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I have a video about that. I have a podcast about that. And it's about this very person. And here I am 8-9 months later. And here I am. Let's be real. I settled. So I thank him for everything he's given me. I like the experiences he's given me. We've had so many good things that we did together. But I know this is not the person that I would marry. So that's why we call it dating intentionally. When you find that out, Don't stay in because, hey, I'm over 45 and I just got to stay. I don't feel like dating. Don't be lazy. Don't feel like you're hurting a person because you're going to tell them that you don't want to be in a relationship with them anymore. You got to be real with yourself. What you want wants you. And when you let this go, that's an open door for a whole nother relationship. So learn how to, first you detach in that relationship. You make sure you're writing in your journal 24/7 and how you feel. You don't tell them don't tell them everything because they're going to try to change right and free for your eyes. You know, they do that switcheroo, ladies. They always do. When you tell them, hey, I want this. I want you to hug me more. I want you to compliment me more. They will for a few months. They may buy you stuff for a few months, but they go back to being who they are. So that's my story today, and I have more of my story. I wanted you guys to see how I got from being that girl that in a marriage all the way through dating intentionally. And so make sure you subscribe to the channel and look for more videos. We're gonna have some more fun. We got some summer left, so let's go. You guys have a good rest of your day, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna start doing live so we can do a question and answer and we can just talk about it. So have a good one. Bye bye. See you in the next video.